I want to welcome to the gallery people who were incarcerated in Bessborough and other institutions, and I want to particularly welcome Councillor Noel Brown, who was born in Bessborough and who has been an activist for decades in this area. And Noel has tirelessly highlighted the wrong done in this country. Minister, we are at a tipping point in how we acknowledge and make amends for our history and the large-scale human rights abuses that took place in mother and baby institutions. The incarceration of women and the forced disappearance of their infants and children, either through death or forced adoption, has left a legacy that affects not only survivors but us as a nation. Thanks to Catherine Corliss, we finally have a sensitive excavation taking place in Tuam. It signalled to survivors that these children mattered not only to their families and mothers, but also to this country itself. The news that planning permission was granted at Bessborough, the site of another mass grave, caused deep pain for survivors of that institution and sent shockwaves to survivors of other institutions, where thousands of children's burials were also unaccounted for. The recent protest outside the Dáil and the phenomenal public support that followed illustrates clearly that the people of Ireland want the remains of the children in Bessborough dealt with equally sensitively as that of Tuam. The stories told by survivors were absolutely heartbreaking, and they have been re-traumatised by this planning permission. A second protest by students and teachers from Larkin Community College was a tender and sincere questioning of why Bessborough children don't matter. These young people, these students from that school, made paper hearts with the names of the children who have, the 923 children who are buried, well, disposed of there, and the cruel way that each one of them died. Now, Minister, it would take me 45 minutes to read out the names of every one of those 923 children. The children of Bessborough weren't buried, they were disposed of, in a hope that they would be forgotten and never recovered. And the plan to build on that mass grave is a double cruelty at a time when we should know better. This is not who we are as a country, this is not who we are as a nation, and it is not what we want as a country to see this happen. The children of Larkin Community College have been very clear in what they want. They want to make sure that every one of those children is valued and loved and remembered, not only by their families, but us as a country. I have more time? Sorry. This is not, I suppose, this is well documented that Bessborough was a cruel and cold place for every mother and every child incarcerated there. And to have them subjected to this cruelty at their most vulnerability can never be forgotten. To leave a mother grieving the loss of her child for decades with no grave to visit, and then to have them subjected to this cruelty at their most vulnerability can never be forgotten. To leave a mother grieving the loss of her child for decades with no grave to visit, and then to decide to concrete over a sensitive site is a modern cruelty that has no place in Ireland in 2026. It is not who we are as a nation.